That's a reliable source right there.
Chachi is 100% idiot. There is nothing you can tell me about Chachi that makes me want to think that Chachi is worth listening. I'm not even going to call him Scott Baio. He is Chachi, okay? I remember that little snot-nosed punk from when he was on Happy Days.
And Joni loves Chachi.
And Joni loves Chachi. And let me tell you something. Joni was craving for something else. She didn't want Chachi, okay? She was forced to love Chachi. She didn't love Chachi. You know who she loved? She loved some black guy that was living down the street that they didn't know was on air, and that's who they loved. Joni didn't want none of Chachi, okay? I'll tell you this right now. You ever watched them when you watched the show? Joni didn't look happy to be kissing on Chachi. Joni looked like she was craving some dark-skinned meat that time, okay? Joni was not in love with Chachi at all, okay?
You've heard of what would Jesus do? It's what would Chachi do, okay? Everyone wants to know what Chachi would do and model themselves after that.
Nobody cares about no damn Chachi. Man, look, F Chachi. You heard me. F Chachi.
Well, LeBron James came out and said, no, that's not locker room talk, not in our locker room. He says, we don't disrespect women in no shape or fashion in our locker room. That never comes up.
No, and 100%. And what I said to that was, and I'm going to tell you this right now, there's a couple of other people who actually came out for that, and they said the same thing. Chris Cluey came out, and he said the same exact thing. Now, some of you guys are not going to be aware of who Chris Cluey is, to be honest with you. Some of you guys are not going to know who he is. Chris Cluey used to actually play for the Minnesota Vikings. And he was the kicker. He was the place kicker or the field goal kicker or whatever.
Until he got kicked out, right?
Until he got kicked off two teams. But supposedly because he came out for gay rights in the NFL and he wrote this long piece about what it was supposed to be. But he came out and he said, listen, in 8 years of playing in the NFL, I never experienced that type of talk. I've never experienced that type of...
What would a professional athlete know about locker room talk?
Well, I mean, listen, this is Donald Trump we're talking about, right? So according to Donald Trump...
Who lives in locker rooms.
I mean...
Trump, locker room.
According to him, yes. So, I mean, let's take Donald Trump's...
Maybe the locker rooms of Miss Teen USA, he was hanging around in those locker rooms a lot back in the day.
I mean, that's a whole nother story and a half. That's a complete...
We won't even get into that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It happens, right? It happens. People do some foul shit. They really do.
Do I have to explain it now, though?
I mean, you can explain it how you want to explain it.
Just
you
that.
Go where you want. I mean, I would
reportedly, some of the former contestants from the Miss USA, was it Miss USA? Miss Teen USA? Whatever. I think it was Miss Teen USA. Some of the contestants now claiming that the Donald would kind of wander in and out of their changing rooms while they were getting in and out of their bathing suits. Three or four different ones have reportedly, told the same scenario of him just kind of wandering into the changing room.
I'll tell you this. The man has, first of all, he's narcissistic. Let's be honest.
Oh.
He's very egotistical, very into himself. He thinks everything that he can do is no wrong. And if you ever noticed, everything is, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be better than it's ever been. Believe me. What do they always tell you in Psychology 101? If somebody tells you to believe them, you shouldn't believe them. Right? Trust me. Trust me. If I tell you to believe me, you shouldn't believe me. So trust me, you shouldn't believe me.
Right.
But... But I mean, when you think about the bigger picture of it, right? He's gone on air a number of times and bragged about. I mean, he's basically talked about how hot his daughter is, which I remember Jessica Simpson's father doing that.
Yeah,
and I was disgusted.
Oh, it's so creepy, right?
How are you going to talk about your daughter like that?
And then they have photos of them posing together where it looks like girlfriend, boyfriend, where she's like on his knee and she's got like her hand cupping under his chin.
I can't.
Donald.
Can't. You
I
can't.
know, and he's said that he would date her if she wasn't his daughter. Ew.
I can't.
It's like, why is that thought even in your head?
The guest calling number is 347-205-9571. That's 347-20595. Hey, the original transmission was interrupted. If you guys are able to watch it, make sure you check it. I'm reposting it on Mr. Direct, Just Real. We're everywhere. Just watch it. Tune in. Watch us. Watch what we do. We're going to make it happen, baby. It's what we do because it's real talk. But anyway.
You better watch us because we're watching you. We're in your house.
Just a little bit. Are we in the house? I think we could be. I think we could be. We could totally be in the house.
In your home.
I don't think you should say that. Ladies and gentlemen, are you in the New York area? Are you in the New York area and looking to lose some weight? Shred by Crom is the answer for you. With the 7 Days to Lean program, you can't go wrong. The Shred by Crom 7-day shred down program is done for you nutritional meal plan that achieves visible weight loss with increased energy for training and life. Learn how to rev up your metabolism and eat for performance from a Muay Thai champion. The average weight loss is combined with 4 to 6 workouts per week is 5 to 9 pounds. Go to www.chrisromulo.com. That's www.CHRISROMULO.com. Tell them Mr. Direct sent you. What do you know about that? I don't think they're ready to understand about Mr. Direct, but then they're going to be like, is it really Mr. Direct or is it Mr. Direct? And we're back. We are back. So coming out of the backside, there was still more stuff to talk about because, you know, what we do, we talk about stuff. So coming out the backside, we had some things we had to talk about. So out of all this, I think the person that got the bad end of it is Billy Bush.
He got shafted.
100%. He got shafted.
He got the shaft.
NBC is basically NBC is basically firing him. He's basically going to lose his job. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes about it. Now, supposedly NBC knew about this for several years. For a while, they knew about this clip existing, and they never said anything. They accepted that Billy Bush was part of it, but that, hey, it's Billy Bush. He could do whatever he wants, I guess. Then all of a sudden when it came out, because it was leaked, it wasn't real, it was leaked.
Right.
So after it was leaked, then they figured out that, you know, hey, we've got a problem with this. We've got to figure out what's going on. And now all of a sudden it's, you know, it's a problem.
So NBC, this is according to sources that TMZ reportedly, or I don't know how to say that sources told TMZ and
yes.
then they then reported. According to those sources, NBC knew about this for a while and was going to hang on to it and try to wait until like right before the second debate to have like the maximum impact, you know, detrimental to Trump with the debate and the election. And then the hurricane coverage like screwed that all up because they were like, oh no, we've got to actually cover this hurricane. We can't sit here and cover Trump morning, noon, and night. So they were going to then hold it till after the debate. And some people inside were like, oh no, this has got to get out before the debate. And they leaked it. But when NBC was going to run it, they were going to cut out the part that made Billy Bush look bad. They knew it was there, but they were going to cut it out. But it got leaked in its entirety. So once it was out there, now all of a sudden the NBC execs are like, oh, that was inappropriate what he did.
That's why we look pathetic when this happens. That's why we look pathetic when it's because how could you do that? I mean, let's be honest here.
They can do whatever they want.
I get it, but
get away with murder.
At the same time, you can't continue to treat people like this. You can't continue to just randomly say, hey, you know what? You're a byproduct of all this craziness. So as far as we're concerned, you know, congratulations, you're screwed. So I mean, that's basically what is what's happening.
So there's reports that Bush might sue them, that he said that he's not going to go down without a fight.
He just wants a paycheck at that point because the paycheck is going to vindicate him. If you ask Donald Trump, if you ask anybody that follows him, that paycheck is going to vindicate him. And unfortunately, that's the world we live in right now, is where somebody is not going to go quietly into the night. You know, there's a poem, you know, don't go quietly into the night. And I don't know what it is because I'm not a poet. And
I think that Rage Against the Dying of a Light.
Yes, but I don't know it. I'm not a poet and I know it. You know what I mean? So that was a pun. Fuck y'all. But anyway, no, but I just know for a fact that I can't I can't. I refuse to absolutely believe this. I think Bill, I know it was an inside job for them to release it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was accidentally done.
Right.
This is a push for Billy's career, because now he can go anywhere with that. He's a name.
He was at the Today Show. That's kind of high up. I mean,
we're gonna give you a few months off, Billy. We're gonna give you a few months off, and we're gonna hire you on an NBC affiliate. Guess what? Cable show. So you're not with us, but you're with us.
Well, we'll see.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying their whole, well, we don't want you here, because they do that all the time. Look Ryan Lochte has a reality TV show.
I don't think he does anymore. I think
they didn't get rid of that.
Wasn't that short-lived?
And he went on
canceled after 6 episodes?
And he went on Dance and Listen. It's because it was bad acting, which is crazy to say that about a reality TV show. It was canceled.
Fake.
It was bad acting.
Yeah.
That's why.
Those shows are totally fake, by the way.
Oh, we're in the planning of doing MisterDirect's reality TV show.
That one's not going to be fake at all.
Okay. What we're going to do is called Finding Mrs. Direct. And I think that's going to...
Yeah, like the Flavor Flav show. Flavor of Love. Only, but it's Mr. Direct searching for Mrs. Direct.
I'm not as black and ugly as Flavor Flav, but I'm still...
or as old.
or as old.
old.
Well, no, I'm holding on to the fact that I'm a lot better looking than Flavor Flav.
What if Brigitte Nielsen wants to be a contestant?
Yeah. Have you seen Brigitte Nielsen?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yo, Brigitte, I can't even say her name because she's that ugly.
Nielsen.
She's not even attractive. She was hot during Rocky. She was hot during Rocky.
If he loses, what did she say? I'm trying to think of a line from that.
I don't care.
My husband is he's not a monster.
That kind of goes with your Russian look. That goes with your Russian look. My husband
is not a monster. He's a man.
That goes with your Russian look. I like it. Keep it going. I like that. That's a nice look for you right now. Look at you. You got the Russian look, trying to give me that Russian. And before you gave me a little bit of
I could just do the whole show in this really bad Russian accent.
Can you?
I could try.
Could you try?
Could
you try? Give us a Russian accent. I wish my friend, the fucking Russian, would call in.
If there's any Russian out there, please.
I wish she would.
Please
I know she
call
won't.
us.
I know she won't, because she's probably sleeping somewhere because she's got to go to work in the morning. Piece of shit. But if she would, it'd be so great, because she doesn't have a Russian accent, but every now and then you can hear it.
Look, there's no going to bed on time at a reasonable hour for work when Mr. Direct Real Talk is on, okay?
I believe it.
You need to freaking choose your priorities, because
we're
this
here.
is where you need to be, not sleeping and preparing for your job.
Oh, wow. She lit y'all up. She told y'all to
Seriously.
get with it. She said, get with the program, y'all. That's not me.
Get your freaking priorities in order.
Don't blame me. See the hand right there? She said it. Don't bite my finger. She said it. Her right there. Stop.
It is good finger. I put in my borscht.
Oh.
I put in my borscht. Finger borscht.
I'm so done with you right now. Oh my God, that is so unnecessary. What's the matter with you?
I'm picturing your fingers like floating around in some like brown soupy thing.
What's the matter with you? We're talking about serious issues here,
hungry,
and you want to talk about putting my finger in a borscht? Oh my God,
it's making me hungry.
I don't want to hear about you and your borscht. That's disgusting.
Don't you have any like icy desserts around here?
Listen, speaking of icy desserts, oh, great segue. Perfect segue. Let's applaud that. Oh my God. People are up in arms because Ben & Jerry has come out and said that they're actually for Black Lives Matters. Now, what I find crazy about this is that what they said, I thought was the greatest thing. Like, black people are fathers, they're brothers, they're neighbors. They came out and they basically said, listen, they're people. And as long as they have a problem, we all have a problem. I applaud them, because we need more people standing up for us. And knowing that we need more people standing up for us, it made me feel great to know that Ben & Jerry's was actually standing up for us. Because let's be real. I think a lot of people don't understand what Black Lives Matters is about. And I think it really, it gets a bad, bad rap. It really does.
Oh, it really does.
It gets a bad
really
rap.
does.
And I mean, because it gets a bad rap, and I just have to basically, here.
Oh.
I just want you guys to know.
It's a frosty dessert.
This is
no, wrong
what
answer.
happened, okay, was Blue Lives Matters came out and said, let's boycott Ben and Jerry's, okay? And I'm pulling up the article now.
Because they want to boycott Ben and Jerry's for saying that all lives matter only until Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
Right. That's what they said.
Now, here's where I'm disgusted and here's where I'm appalled. Up and down, I keep seeing people talking about Black Lives Matters is a terroristic group. I've talked about it on this show before. I'm going to talk about it again. If you have an opportunity, go see the movie 13 on Netflix. 13 explains the 13th Amendment as it was ratified to free the slaves. You were no longer able to own slaves. What you could do is you could put prisoners to work. So what they did was they automatically rounded up the blacks that were homeless, vagrant. What's the other one? If you're a vagrant, if you're just loitering, they would arrest the blacks for petty crimes and then put them to work. And that's
cleaning the highways
and stuff like that. Now, the problem that you have with that is Black Lives Matters is not about saying that white people don't matter, Asian people don't matter. They're about saying Black lives. Why can't Black lives matter just
as
themselves?
much as all other lives is what it's meant to say.
Exactly.
As much as anybody else's life.
Exactly.
Not that we're the only ones that matter, but they're the ones that are being systematically targeted by law enforcement.
100%. We got a caller on the phone. Caller, it's your man, Mr. Direct, along with Susie says, what's going on?
What's up, man? It's J-Rock.
Oh, man, it's J-Rock. What's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
Man, listen, I'm doing great. I'm listening to you guys, and I you know what, Mr. Direct, I always love your topics. Although I might not always agree with you on all your opinions, which we all know, and I definitely love the fact that you hit on every topic, and you're very real when you talk about it. Now, I'm listening to you guys, and the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I think we get it gets a bad name, and I like what I don't know who your host is, and I'm sorry, I just got off of work, so I'm calling in. I didn't see who your not your host, who your guest is.
Suzie says is the guest host.
Hi, Susie. How are you? And
Hi.
I like what Susie just said as I was waiting to be picked up, the call to be picked up. It's Black Lives Matter is not about Black lives only mattering. It's about all lives matter, right? So,
Right.
But here's the question I have for you, Mr. Direct. If I came out, and again, I am, I grew up in the same neighborhood you did. Me and you were friends, and we've talked before. But what if I came out and said white lives matter? Would that be? I'm not saying that's my opinion, but I'm just being the devil's advocate here, because if I came out and walked around saying white lives matter, white lives matter, white lives matter, would I be considered racist? Now, that's not something I would do, because I believe that all lives matter. I don't care.
So let's hold on for a second. Let's
hold
on for a second. Here's the problem.
Okay.
And this is, you and I are friends, so I mean, when I say it to you, I'm just going to say it as raw and real as possible. When we talk about cancer and somebody's dying of prostate cancer, you don't see, when they're raising money and it's specifically about prostate cancer, you don't see someone coming up and saying, hey, I've got breast cancer, I matter too, talk about me too, because you're able to dedicate what you're doing. When black people are talking about, or the black community, let me say not black people, the black community or anybody that is part of Black Lives Matters, all they're saying is there's a problem that when black people are handled by the police or come into interaction with the police, good or bad reason, whether they did something or didn't, they are always handled more physically. And sometimes, and we've been seeing it, sometimes we see it on air They're catching bullets for the stupidest reasons. They're catching the death sentence for the stupidest reasons. I don't care if they have drugs on them. The cop is not there to be judge, jury, and executioner. However, when you automatically start saying all lives matters, you're saying it in a way that you're saying, no, black people can't care. And this is how the black community is interpreting it. You're saying that black people can't care about themselves. Black people can't promote themselves. Black people can't prompt themselves up and say, black people matter. My life matters to me. What you're basically saying is all lives matters. It's a blanket, because when you throw a blanket over it, what you're saying is you don't matter. We all matter. So if something happens to you, as long as it doesn't happen to me, I don't care. That's what all lives matters means.
No, I get what I guess what you're saying. I think that obviously it's just a fact of what it is. Listen, I'm an Italian guy, and you see it. Black people are treated differently when it comes to law, and it's unfortunate. I think. Listen, I think that there are some of the instances could have been handled differently on both sides, both the police, the law enforcement, as well as the criminal or whatever it was, I don't even know if that's the right word, or the suspect in the matter.
Or
right?
the completely innocent person
that,
who's doing nothing but holding his hands up and doing everything the cops tell him to do and still gets shot.
Yeah, no. But here, yes, and this is what I was going to say.
Totally innocent people have been shot.
You have because like, listen, the bottom line is, I don't care who it is. If you see a black guy standing in front of a store, right away someone's going to be like, "What the fuck is that guy doing?" Right? I mean, let's be honest. That's the way it is. And unfortunately, I believe this is what I believe. I believe it's not. Listen, I'm in media, right? I'm in broadcasting, MisterDirect's. So are you, right?
100%.
And I believe that what's that?
100%. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
I believe that the media has painted this picture, and the bottom line is people are being trained by what's shown in the media, and that's not right. So what I'm saying is that I think that you're right. The Black Lives Matter thing is, yes, Black lives do matter. I think that, and when I say all lives matter, I'm not saying Black lives don't matter. I'm just saying that all lives matter. Black lives matter.
But what's the point of saying that? What's the point of saying? What is the point of saying all lives matter? Because it's not like anyone else is being selectively discriminated against.
Well, I can tell you this: I'm Italian, and I was pulled over and thrown on the ground by a police officer for doing nothing. So my point is, now I'm only one of many. So, and like I wasn't treated fairly by police either. Get what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. By the masses, it's being targeted. We see it. I'm not stupid. For me to make an argument against the whole Black Lives Matter movement is ridiculous, because I see it. I'm not a moron. I look what's going on. I've seen what's going on. What went on in with Eric Garner and all that stuff. That's ridiculous. I get it. You know what I mean? I'm a trained martial artist, and I know that some of these police officers aren't trained the right way, and they are trained to rely too heavily on a weapon, right? They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to handle situations. All they know is 0 to 100 in a split second.
You're right.
That's how I believe.
Yep, they should be trained. They should be trained in psychology. They should be trained in psychology too.
Hey, J-Rock, I hate to do it to you, but I got to take another call. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, so listen, I love listen, I love what you're doing. Keep it up, man. I like it gives people a chance to not aren't necessarily facing the matters, to kind of just deal with it and see what opinions are. And I think that I love you, man. You're a black man, and I love you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
And you're an Italian guy, and you owe me some damn eggplant parmesan.
Yo, leave the like alone, will you please?
Thanks, J-Rock.
I'm gonna talk to you later, man. Take it easy, J-Rock.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great call.
Of course. We got another caller on the phone. Caller, state your name. It's your man, Mr. Direct, along with Susie Says.
Hello, caller.
MisterDirect's, am I? Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
What's going on?
Hey, MisterDirect's, how are you?
All right. Who do we have on the phone?
You have Michael Miller on the phone.
Hey, Hey, it's Michael Miller. I knew he'd call in eventually. What's going on, Mike? What's the good word?
There you are, my friend. Sorry, get a little hectic sometimes during the evening. So I got your message with the open call invitation, so I thought I'd take you up on it.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
I listened to you tonight, and I'm getting this, and I don't know. People overthink things today. They really overthink things. This is simple, and Susie said it. Good named app there, Susie says. She said it right. What we're looking at is Black Lives Matter, okay? It's simple. By saying anything else, you're detracting from what they're trying to say. So all lives matter, white lives matter. It's not the time or the place for it. Leave that alone. We already know all lives matter. Anybody with common sense knows that. The people are trying to make a movement. They're trying to make a statement. And yes, it's obvious what's happening. The numbers of blacks that are being harassed and accosted and shot by the police because there's improper training. There's a psychological issue with these cops that they're maybe more afraid of a black person. I don't know what their issue is, but there is an issue. There's no doubt about it. I'll give you a prime example. Myself, white businessman, have a nice car. I loan my car to one of my customers, and I drive his older Lexus with big 22-inch rims and black tinted out windows. Driving at night, a cop pulls up behind me and starts to tail me. I mean, for a mile and a half, runs the plate, find out it's legal, follows me, turns. Finally, I got into another lane. A car got behind me. He couldn't get up behind me. He pulls up alongside of me at the red light. I roll my windows down, look over at him to say, "Hey, I'm white, dude."
What was the look on his
Stops
face?
following me and takes.
Did you use this one?
No, you
Stops following me and takes off.
What was
I've
the look on his
experienced
face?
it right there.
What was the look on his face?
It was obvious.
You're white. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to bother you.
So, no, and I get what you're saying because I've had that happen to me. I drive around with my hat backwards, and I was driving when my dad was alive. God rest in peace. He had a Cadillac, and black people love their Cadillacs, right? Every black man that's like 70 or older has to have a Cadillac.
Oh, 70 or older?
70 or older has to have a Cadillac. Has to. It's part of the
absolutely.
It's part of the black people kit when you get a little bit of money. You got to buy a Cadillac. You have to get one. It's just part of it.
It's the Jefferson's kit.
But no. So I'm driving around in his Cadillac, and he's got the old school New Jersey blue with yellow writing on it plates, but I'm driving around it. Thank God that when they run the plates, it goes back to a 70-something-year-old man versus me. Because if it was me in one of the towns, and I knew what town I was in, I would have been pulled over. However, because it was a 70-something-year-old man, it was kind of like, oh, he must be riding his dad's car, and they let me go. Meanwhile, I drive my car that looks like a piece of junk. It's a Ford 2005. Let me tell you, I've done like 15 over the speed limit. They're like, yo, that motherfucker ain't doing shit. Let him go. They don't care.
Because the car is like cheap and crappy?
Because it's a piece of shit.
So they know you're not a drug kingpin.
Exactly. Like, yo, if he's dealing drugs, he's a real bad drug dealer. He ain't going, because drugs.
So let's not ruin his chances further by ticketing him. The guy needs a break.
Listen, if you are a drug dealer and you're driving around in a Ford 2005 Ford 500 and it's not kitted out, you don't have rims on it, it's not tinted windows, you don't even see a naked woman silhouette. You just a broke drug dealer. You doing something bad. Give it up. You don't need to be selling drugs no more. You need to find a new career.
So when the cops pull you over, Mr. Direct, are they like, oh man, I just feel sorry for you, or they don't even pull you over?
You listen. I never get. You're gonna jinx me. Let me knock on some wood.
Oh no, that's not a good thing.
I have not been pulled over.
Don't let me see you get lit up with a taser.
You haven't been pulled over ever?
I had not since I've been back in New Jersey in 2 years. I haven't been pulled over.
Wow.
But you got to also
understand. I'll tell you, down here, I'm from South Florida.
I've been pulled over.
You're from South Florida?
It's different down here. They see a person with a bad, beat-up looking car, you stop. because their theory down here is throw everybody in jail, and who can ever bail out is okay. Whoever can't bail out, we've got them stuck with a crime. So they search out them poor cars.
Yo, it don't get any worse than that. Listen,
that's scary.
Mike.
Trust me, it's the truth.
Mike,
it is the truth.
Mike, you
There's
got
no doubt about
invite.
it.
Mike, you got an open invite. Call in anytime you want, but we got to continue on with the show. But I want to thank you for calling in.
Thanks, Mike.
Call it. Listen, Monday through Thursday, 10:30.
Appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Call in anytime, baby. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Wow, that was 2 good calls.
Yeah.
2 good calls, because people starting to realize,
great.
like, I could call in and I could talk to them and I
can be heard.
But like
I can
Mike's
finally
good.
be
You know
heard.
what? I like Mike. Mike comes to the thread sometimes. And what Mike does on the thread is he actually tries to reason out with people. But you can't reason out with some people who are so hell-bent on being correct. By the way, if you want to call in, we already got 2 callers. The guest calling line is 347-205-9571. That's 347-205-9571. We're looking for a couple of people that we made phone calls out and asked them to call in. And they said they was going to call in, and they haven't called in. You know who you are. If you're still listening, give us a call. Call in. We want to hear from you, because it's all about real talk, baby. I'm just saying. You got to know what we're doing, baby. It's one of those things. Don't be shy. Just say hi. I'm just saying, don't be shy. Just say hi. Don't be shy. Just say hi. You could do that, right? Can you say that? Can you say it for me? You can be like, oh, I think so.
Do you want me to say it?
No, we'll be back.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Siasia, and I work out at Clown Physical Culture in Rockaway. I did the 7-day shred down, and I lost almost 4 pounds, and I lost inches, which was my main goal. I received 3 very big benefits. The first one was that I was committed to coming to Crom to work out. The second one is that I knew I was going to trust my coaches. And the third one is that I came to Crom to conquer my goals, and I achieved them. It's made me much more aware of my eating habits. I'm actually eating more than I did in the past. I feel better, and my energy level is super high.
My name is James Siasia. I go to Crom Physical Culture. I did the 7-day challenge to have a better eating habit and to work on all my bad habits. I lost 7 pounds in 7 days. We're continuing to have better eating habits at home with the family and to work harder to get better results.
My name is Vanessa Siasia, and I work out at Clown Physical Culture in Rockaway.
Oh, see, this is what happens when you're a one-man band. That's what happens when you're a one-man band. You make technical difficulties here and there, but we're still here. We're still getting the show going. It's your man, Mr. Direct. And who do we have with me?
Susie says.
Susie, man, we've been having some good conversations tonight.
Yes, we have. It's really flowing.
I'm
really feeling the chemistry.
Flowing?
The on-air chemistry.
Flowing? Is that the correct word you want
flowing.
to use? Flowing. I'm sorry, I can't mess with you. Flowing? Are we going with, is that
one of those moist words?
No, you know why flowing is funny?
Because it's moist.
No, the reason why flowing is funny.
Flowing is funny.
No, because on Monday we were talking about the cup. The Diva Cup. The Diva Cup. It was the Diva Cup.
It was Vagisilli Monday.
Yes. And it was funny as shit. But we were talking about the Diva Cup. And the Diva Cup where you kind of you put a cup in.
Oh yeah, yeah. You pee in your trunks, in the cup.
No, it was the other one. So when you put it in, you kind of have your flow and it catches. It was called the Diva Cup.
Oh.
It was called the Diva Cup. I'm just letting you know. It's called the Diva Cup.
Do you get bombarded with these period underpants ads as much as I do on Facebook?
Because
oh my
I
gosh.
never go to any of them. So
oh my gosh. It's like Thinks or something. I think they're called Thinks, like THINKS or THINX or something like that.
Is it?
And it's all like 3 days free bleeding. Like, I don't want to hear.
Way too much
I don't want to
information.
hear the word free bleeding.
So way over
Yeah,
the top.
I don't want to have to think about that.
Way too much information.
You should need my permission to
I
put an
didn't
ad
need-
like that in front of me.
Between me and you, I did not need to hear any of
Well,
that shit.
neither do I, and I keep
And-
seeing that shit every day. It's terrible.
And speaking of your monthly, let's talk about this douche of a cop in Patterson, New Jersey, who, I'm sorry, but when you get into the conversation of this cop, okay, I'm going to read you guys a part of the article. And once again, the guest calling line is 347-205-9571. I'm going to read the article exactly as it is because it's short and it's from NewJersey.com. So I want you guys to understand what we're about to get into before we discuss it. After spending the last 9 years on paid suspension, a city cop will retire with an estimated $70,000 pension, a report says. That's because the state recently approved the pension of Manuel Avila. In 2007, Avila was accused of forcing a woman in custody to perform oral sex. I really scrolled through that, resulting in his paid suspension. Avila has collected about $900,000 in salary since.
No, wait, hold on. I think we need to clarify that.
Yes.
Did you just hear what he said? He said paid suspension.
For getting head.
Okay, you get paid to not work. That's a punishment? How can I get that punishment? How can I get to be paid $900,000 over 9 years to not work? Because I got in trouble.
Okay, I want to back up something real quick before we finish this. Stephen Jones says statistics shows more white people get shot by police than black people. Stephen, I'm going to explain something to you real quick, and this is just common sense. I'm going to break it down for you real quick. There's more white people in this damn country than there is black people. But when you break it down proportion-wise, how many black people are killed accordingly to their statistics compared to white people, more black people are killed. Not only that,
Proportion. It's about proportion.
Meaning, according to what percentage of the society that you take up, how often are we expecting that you should be killed? If black people are only 13%, black people should not be at the number that they're at. With that said, people of color are pulled over 9 times out of 10, especially in areas that are majority white. Go look up the stats. As a matter of fact, there's a stat in Bloomfield, New Jersey. There's an article about that where they actually pulled it over, and I think they said 7 out of 10 pullovers in a white area was Latin or black people. I just wanted to give you that real quick. We could talk about that another time. Steven, if you want to call in, the guest calling number is 347-205-9571. But Steven, I'm going to do you a favor and guarantee you're not going to call in because you sound a little bit like a coward. It was easy to type that into a thread, but you're not man enough to call 347-205-9571 and give us your real opinion. It's your man, Mr. Direct, and I don't play. It's real people, real conversation, always real talk. What? You think I'm a fool? You don't think I know what the hell I'm talking about, son? This is what I do. I live for this shit, man. I'm just saying. So back to what we was talking about. Yes, he collected since 2007. It is 2016. So for 8 years, what was it? No, 9 years. For 9 years, this man collected $900,000 in salary.
To not work because he was in trouble.
He was in trouble, so he collected salary. Why is that? Now, he was acquitted of the charges 3 years later. But the woman who accused him landed a settlement for the city for $710,000. Something happened. Something happened for him for the city to settle for $710,000.
That's a thing.
Something happened.
That's a thing that makes you go,
Things that make you go, So for $710,000, the city settled. So in June, the internal disciplinary charges against Avila were dropped, which paved the way for his retirement. Now, although final details on Avila's pension were not released by the state, NorthJersey.com estimated his annual retirement package at $70,000, okay? Including Avila's salary, the settlement, legal fee, and back pay. The issue has cost the city $2 million. Court records obtained by NewJersey.com show that Avila was deemed unfit to carry a weapon after he swallowed a large quantity of sleeping pills in 2007. You try to kill yourself after she gave you some head? It must have been some bad head. And he got caught. So she gave you bad head, and you got caught, and you lost your job.
I thought it was like two separate incidents.
I guess so, maybe. I don't know. Months away from retirement, Avila was allowed to stay on the job another 6 months and was assigned to holding cell at police headquarters. Soon after, he was accused of forcing the prisoner into the sex act. Avila's pension would have been significantly less had he been forced to retire in 2007 before the allegations. This is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem when we talk about what's going on with the police policing themselves. How can you have a man who was accused, first of all, of messing with a prisoner? A prisoner, okay? You were accused of messing, which is wrong. It's like a teacher.
It reminds me of Orange is the New Black.
It's like a teacher. It's like a teacher-student situation, except for you're not really teaching them anything. How can you, as a human being, do this to yourself? How can you do this and look yourself in the face and say that you're doing the right thing by allowing this man to stay on staff? Think about that. You're allowing this man to
It's
stay
unthinkable.
on staff. Now, not only did you allow this man to stay on staff, but you were paying him a salary.
And the fact that he stayed on like way years past these incidents means an even bigger pension payout when he eventually did retire.
And that's the thing. They said it would have been less had he retired in 2007. Now, let's look at a few things. The city paid out $710,000 to the woman.
Right.
A lot of people, especially nowadays with the whole Donald Trump thing, why did he admit guilt? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? By the way, the guest calling line, 347-205-9571. That's 347-205-9571. What do you think about this? Call in. Let's talk about it. We could go into it. I'm pretty sure you ain't ready for your man, Mr. Direct. But your man, Mr. Direct, is always ready for you. It's what I do. It's what I live for. That being the case, why does my voice get deeper when I say that? Like, it's like, yeah.
It's the Barry White thing.
Yeah, right. Okay. So this is Stephen Jones decided to share a statistic, 5 statistics you need to know, and said, bye. Stephen, anyone can copy and paste. Common sense tells you to decipher the information and understand the ratios. White people are 72% of the country. Black people are 13%. So if you put those percentages in, just like when you look at jails, why is it proportionate that white people and black people are almost parallel in numbers in jail, but black people are only 13%? It means that you are intentionally targeting people of color for crimes. You're intentionally seeking them out and looking for them to do the crime. Now, I'm not saying by any means that, yes, more white people do not die by the hands of the police. That's obvious because there's more of you by a lot.
Right. But that's a problem too. When it's white people getting shot when they shouldn't by police, that's a problem too. And it goes back to what you were saying about they need to be trained in non-lethal.
Yeah, the J-Rock said that earlier.
Yeah. And they got to be trained to do something other than this all or none response.
100%.
There's got to be an in-between.
And the thing is, when they kill someone, they don't even every time. The lady in Oklahoma, it's funny, we're going to bring this all back. The lady in Oklahoma that killed the guy, his hands were up and you saw him walking back to his truck.
Right.
Now all of a sudden he had drugs in his system. But you didn't know he
and
had
what
drugs
does
in
that
his system.
what does that even have to do with it?
You didn't know that he had drugs in his. That's number one. Then number two, okay, she was on paid leave. Like they gave her pay. The thing is they do for police officers is, well, until we figure this out, you're on paid leave.
Which is a paid vacation.
When I worked in corporate America, if I got suspended from my job, I didn't get paid leave. You got no pay. Bye.
Right.
Until we figure out what happened, you ain't getting paid, son. You are out. Call it a day. Done. Deuces. Till the next time. Get out of here, dumbass. I mean, I'm just saying. It's your man, Mr. Direct. That's just how we handle it. I think we definitely need to get some legislation that police can no longer police themselves. We need to, when police are called upon to protect and serve, they need people on the outside. And I don't want to hear, well, they don't understand the dangers. It's not hard to appoint lawyers on both sides. You're a lawyer to defend cops. You get a certain amount of state, local. You get a cop from state, a cop from local, 2 or 3 judges, and 2 or 3 lawyers, and put them on a panel. Have them investigate, and you put the cop on suspension until you figure it out. It's a panel. Just like we have the Supreme Court, just like we have other things. You put them together, and you tell them, this is what happened, this is our evidence, figure it out. If they come back not guilty, they get back pay.
There you go.
If they come back not guilty, they get back pay.
Yeah.
You get your back pay, and you know what? We're sorry. Inconvenience. Here's a little extra something for your pocket. We apologize. We know it might have put you under hard times.
You know what? Well, I wouldn't be so opposed to the paid suspension if they could figure shit out in a timely fashion.
But they don't.
But years? That's, I mean, come on.
9 years.
Come
9
on.
years.
If you're going to do an investigation, there's got to be something done a little more quickly than that.
To me, it sounds like he knew somebody. And that person took care of him. And once again, political systems everywhere. We know somebody. I tell the story all the time. I said it before. I might have said it on this show. My dad retired. He had like 4 or 5 years of vacation days when you can accumulate them. He was a teacher. He had 4 or 5 vacation years. He only used like 3 of them. Like they told him and it was no cash out. It was, we can't let you just take another 4 or 5 years vacation. Meaning,
wow,
he had 4 or 5 years. He used 3. He couldn't take another 2. Like they were like, yeah, we're not going to let you go to the end.
Wow.
So he had to retire, because if he had retired 1 more year, I think he would have retired full salary.
Wow.
Or something close to it. Like he retired with a good pension, but because his last 2 or 3 years he wasn't working, I think they were like, yeah, dude, you're just bilking the system.
Right.
Which he still retired with a great package. But at the same time, it was like, if they can do that to teachers, why they can't do that to other people? We must move on. Let us talk about this idiotic asshole.
John Grotus.
You can't even say his name.
Is that what we're calling him, Grotus?
You can't even say his name. I love it that you can't say his name.
It reminds me of Grody.
You can't even say his name.
Oh, it's Grody. Grody Grotus.
There you go. His name is John Girodis.
Oh, sorry.
John Girodis.
I was a little off.
Yeah, you're off. His name is John Girodis. John Girodis is the Republican candidate for the New York's 30th district. He told this news station that he planned to hand out. Please tell me if you're ready for this. I hope you guys are listening.
Buckle your seatbelt.
Okay, you guys ready?
Grab your armrest.
Are you guys ready? He told them that he was going to hand out, oh my God, I can't even say this, Kool-Aid, KFC, and watermelons to people who attend a Harlem campaign rally in the coming weeks.
Wait, we got Kool-Aid, KFC, and watermelons in Harlem.
You can't make this up. Now it gets worse, right? What he said
and were they so appreciative to hear that?
No, he goes, all the same, Girodis doesn't think there's anything offensive about his stunt, since people in the neighborhood should be grateful that they're getting free food. So were they grateful? Were they in fact grateful? No, what he said is, he goes, this is what he says. What I think is anyone who gives free food to people is doing them a favor, Girodis told NBC New York's I-Team. Get a bunch of people who say it's offensive and let me go into their neighborhood and give it out for free and see if they take it. With that said, Harlem residents, for their part, were not flattered by Girodis's supposedly generous offer. It's racist, Harlem resident Tyrone Nero told the news station. Whoever he is, I think he should go back in whatever hole he crawled in and have a great life. It's more than an insult, and anybody with any sense would see that pathetically racist and insulting, said Harlem resident Scott Randolph. I don't even want to read the rest of this, which is not much more. But it does raise an interesting point. Yes, you're living in Harlem, and this guy offers you this free
smorgasbord of stereotype foods, and you're hungry, but you're offended, but it smells good. Can you go ahead and take the food, even if you're totally offended? Do you still go ahead and take the food because it's free food? No, free food is free food.
Listen, if I put that wig back on and some sunglasses, maybe. Like, I love me some fried chicken. I ain't gonna lie, I love me some fried chicken.
Who doesn't?
So I mean, it was funny. I was walking in the house today, and I was just like, man, I need to find me a woman that can make me some fried chicken. Because not everybody can make, like, people tell you all the time.
Send her my way, too, when you do.
See? Like, everyone always brags, like, I can make great fried chicken. No, the hell you can't. Not everybody can make great fried chicken.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sick and tired of okay. I say I'm misogynistic, but I'm also, like, not racist. What do you call it when you expect certain things out of certain people? I'm an expectationist. Is that what it's called?
An asshole.
Okay, I'm an asshole. But listen. I went on a date with this girl. She was real cute. And she was a little bit on the bigger side, so I expected she knew how to cook. Just big girl cook. You know what I'm saying? Did
you say that to her? Well, what do you mean you don't cook?
No, she cooked, but it was the worst.
You look like you eat.
No. It was the worst god-awful food I've ever had.
Oh, no.
Yes. It was the worst god-awful food.
What did she make?
I don't know. It was the worst god-awful food I ever had. It was bad.
Yeah.
So I've always...
Maybe she just eats M&Ms.
I figured out that I can no longer trust anyone when it comes to cooking. Like, I literally have to see their cooking. And, like, when women tell me that they're, like, into working out and eating clean and all that, I know I can't date them. I like food. I can't. I just can't. So
do you eat quinoa? Do you like quinoa?
I've had it, but it's not the greatest thing in the world. I think you got to find somebody. I had a friend of mine make me some quinoa salad or something.
Yeah.
That shit went bad because I ain't eat it.
It's all about what you mix it with.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't have its own flavor. You got to
do it like onions and like you got to mix it with other things.
Yeah.
Quinoa?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
You got to mix it with like chicken broth.
Don't look at me like I cook because I don't. I just know that some places screw it up and some places do it right.
My bride over here doesn't cook. Fellas, trust me, you're A-okay.
Now, that would definitely be a negative on the mail order bride fee structure, whatever. Like, I definitely would have to be deducting some for the no cooking.
You're so ridiculous. You're absolutely, seriously, you're absolutely
Not that
ridiculous.
I would ever be a mail order bride.
You're ridiculous.
But you brought it up.
You're ridiculous. Volume's turned down. We're back. We're doing what we do best. We're ending up the show. Oh, I got to thank Susie said for being here.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you, man.
And thank you for that, again, for that heartfelt apology at the beginning of the show.
My apology was genuine.
Deeply moved, deeply.
My apology was genuine, and I meant it. And I wouldn't apologize to you if I didn't think of you as a great person. I was going to bring you a gift.
I'm going back to my Russian accent now, since this is the end of the show.
I was going to bring you a gift.
What gift?
I figured out that they didn't have anything I could possibly get you at the dollar store, so I didn't.
But they've got that lube that you so love.
You are married. Don't talk about dollar store lube with me.
The last show, he was talking about buying cheap dollar store lube.
Why are you?
That's the only reason I would know.
I don't want to talk about that anymore. You're killing me right now. But we are coming to the end of the show. It's what we do. It's your man, Mr. Direct, along with
Susie says.
Susie, I want to thank you for being on the show. You are such a pleasure to be with. And until the next time, my people, don't kill anyone. And just remember, it's real people, real conversation. It's always real talk. Have a good one.